Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being invited in second conference on innovation in technology and engineering science. My name is Puti SriKomala. I'm from Environmental Engineering Department, Universitas Andalas Padang. Now I would like to present my research entitled Heavy Metal Pollution Assessment in Waters and Sediment of Lake Maninjau, Indonesia. The research member consists of myself, Puti SriKomala, Ansia Nur, Nurul Lailatul Badriah, Mustika Reva, Sinta Sylvia, Ridwan, and Zulkarnaini. The outline of presentation consists of introduction, materials and method, result and discussion, finally conclusion. Next, introduction. Three main activities in Lake Maninjau, namely hydropower plants, have freshwater aquaculture and tourism destination. And there are also other activities such as agriculture, human settlements, and water transportation. These activities are considered to contribute the deteriorating water quality and sediment due to the entry of heavy metals. Heavy metal can harm organisms living in lakes due to their high potential to enter the food chain and consumed by humans. It distributed partly in aqueous phases and partially absorbed on suspended materials, settle and accumulate in the sediment at the lake. This heavy metal also persistent in the environment, non-biodegradable, and readily get to toxic levels. So one way to determine the level of water pollution is through an environmental quality index. So the purposes of the research, first to analyze the concentration of heavy metals, cadmium, mercury, lead, copper, and zinc in waters and sediment in Lake Maninjau. And then to evaluate the correlation of heavy metals in water and sediments. And finally, to determine the pollution index and pollution status in the waters of Lake Maninjau. Materials and method. Lake Maninjau is located in West Sumatra Province, has a surface area of 99.5 kilometers square with a catchment area of 24,800 hectares and a maximum depth of about 165 meters. And we determine the sampling location referred to Indonesian national standard for sampling. Water sampling. 11 locations were established based on lakes utilization and site nearest the pollution source, namely sites for lake area as represent for dense settlement, endemic fisheries, fish cage, a hydropower nearest location. Inlet of the lake was taken from 6 rivers, and the outlet of the lake was from Batang Antokan River. The water sampling procedure refers to Indonesian national standard, similar with sampling location, and the sediment sampling procedure refers to the sediment sampling guide and methodologies. The analysis of heavy metals in water and sediment referred to standard method for the examination of water and wastewater. And then the heavy metal concentration in waters will be compared to government regulation of the Republic of Indonesia number 82 year 2001 regarding water quality management and water pollution control class 2 standards. And heavy metals concentration in sediments compared to government regulation about total concentration for determination of management of soil contaminated by hazardous and toxic waste. The pollution index calculated from environmental parameters and heavy metal in lake waters, referred to Ministry of Environmental Regulation in 2003. Next, result and discussion. After we analyzed the heavy metals in waters and sediment, we obtained the heavy metals cadmium, mercury, lead, and copper metals in all sampling location has exceeded the quality standard except for zinc, with decreasing order mercury, lead, cadmium, copper, respectively. We can see from the figure the sampling location from a fish catch, endemic fisheries, then settlement hydropower, and from rivers, Batang Asam rivers and Batang Maransi rivers, especially has a higher mercury concentration in water. Meanwhile, in sediments, only mercury concentration in 5 locations has exceeded the quality standard. So the correlation of heavy metals in waters and sediment indicating a strong correlation in the range of 0.87 to 0.97. Heavy metals in the dissolved phase undergo various changes and partitions into various forms and physicochemical phases. On the other hand, metals in the particulate phase can be absorbed into the water column or settle into the sediment. And from pollutant index calculation, we obtain the pollutant index values range from 2.66 to 9.32, and it met the moderate and light polluted categories. And we can see from the figure in 8 locations from 11 locations has moderately polluted. And it come from the anthropogenic activities such as fish catch, settlement, waters and transportation. So we can conclude from the research, we obtain the concentration of cadmium, mercury, lead, and copper in the waters in all sampling locations exceed the government regulation of Class 2 standard, except for zinc. Only heavy metal mercury in sediment has exceeded the quality standard in all lake sampling sites. The significant correlation between heavy metals in the water and sediments indicated interaction with each other. The pollution index based on environmental parameters and heavy metals from 8 of the 11 sampling locations were in the medium polluted category, indicating that almost the entire lake area has been contaminated, especially by heavy metals. And we recommended also to continuously monitor the lake's quality and improve wastewater management from activities around the lake to control heavy metal contamination, and also required to evaluate further the heavy metals contamination originating from anthropogenic activities and natural sources. I would like also to thank to Directorate General of Research and Development Strengthening of the Ministry of Research and Higher Education of the Republic of Indonesia through the scheme Cluster of Accelerated to Professor Research Publication. That's all my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.